Today we're going to talk about what should you do in the current market and what I'm planning to do in Pokemon 2026 from my investment perspective. Right now there's just too many things going on. You know, there's distant rivals, this other day, okay, it's 382. There's some sold for 394, but just a few days ago it was selling for 349. Ups and downs, every time you're spending so much time on this. And yeah, investing should be just, idle, not waste too much of your time. And this recent post from Poker Beach, let's just take a look at it. Munikisero, probably butchering that name, set releasing in January featuring Mega Zygarde EX. So Zygarde is Lola Pokemon. Pokedex number, let's see, what's this? 718? Okay, who is this Pokemon? Who is this Pokemon, right? Definitely, I'm not too familiar with this Pokemon. Trademark the name for Munikis Zero for the Japanese set. Japanese phrase meaning to return to nothing. Okay, how interesting. This likely refers to Mega Zygarde's Nihil Light. Light that returns to nothing, okay. Probably one of the technique. If you know more about Zygarde, yeah, let me know in the comment section. I don't really know much about that Pokemon. This now leaves the original speculation that Storm Emeralda refers to Mega Rayquaza. If so, however, it's not programmed into Legend ZA. Okay, lots of things. So here we have a Japanese TCG schedule. November 28th, which is just next month. Remember 2014th, not 2014, what did I say? November 24th, that's Phantasmal Flames released in English. So Mega Dream EX, we haven't really seen much yet, but it seems like there's just gonna be a specialty set featuring Dragonite, Mega Dragonite EX. Okay, December 19th, start deck 100 battles collection item. Again, 23rd, Munikis Zero featuring Mega Zygarde EX. And 23rd, also Mega Gallard EX special set. So maybe these two will form together into the English set, who knows. And then Ninja Spinner, Mega Greninja, and Storm Emeralda, Mega Rayquaza. Maybe these two will be forming into another English set. But anyways, lots of Japanese sets releasing, lots of new sets. Don't panic. And then there's this Reddit post, but it was shared in many places. And it's probably like a month ago. I just find it funny that this is appearing again 6 days ago, even though this is like over a month old. So if this is true for the English set, then it will be interesting. And if this is the case, then I already have a game plan for in terms of what I plan to do. So Phantasmal Flames is over here, releasing on the 14th of November. And we know that each set is around 2 months apart. Just from past history, look at this. This Rivals was May 30th. Then Black Bolt and White Flare came out in July. And then Mega Evolution came out in September. And now Mega Evolutions Phantasmal Flames comes out in November. So this next set is probably going to be in January. Okay, so next set, what's that? Legendary Dreams special set. So it could be based on, again, this is just speculation, not financial advice. This is just how I'm interpreting this and whether this is even real at all. Okay, so that could be Mega Dream EX, and the specialty set could just be based on one set. Okay, just like Phantasmal is just based on Inferno X plus Mega Gengar and Mega Deontay deck, Boulder decks. But again, that's like not really too many cards. It's like one set basically. So this, if Legendary Dreams is Mega Dreams, okay, and this Munikis Zero and Mega Gallade is gonna be our next next English set. Then that could be Shadow Storm. Okay, that could be Shadow Storm. Okay, and if the next one, Ninja Spinner and Storm Emeralda, that could be the next main set, and the combination of the two could be forming what's this? Emerald Surge. Okay, if that's the case, Emerald Surge, then we have Mega Evolution, the Radiant Ruby and Shiny Sapphire special set. So effectively that will be January. Legendary Dreams. Shadow Storm will be March. Emerald Surge will be May. Radiant Ruby will be July. Okay. And then Pokemon TCG Eternals 30th anniversary could then be September. That's all speculation, all subject to change. So what's really the game plan, and not to be bogged down. I always mention whenever you invest in Pokemon, always have a budget. Know what you're going to spend, what you can spend on a monthly basis. So after taking into account your income, minus all the expenses, rent, electricity bills, etc., food, you're left with your disposable income. And then decide on a percentage of that you can allocate to Pokemon investing. Okay? And don't go all in at once. Then plan out, okay, based on 2026 Pokemon sets, what do you want to do with that budget? And really simple. I'll also try and come up with factors that you can consider. I have mentioned in some of my videos in the past, but generally, if it's a good set, okay, if it's a good set and it's a main set, you want to go for booster boxes. If it's a specialty set, you want to go for ETBs. Obviously, there's also Pokemon Center ETBs, but that is like almost impossible to get. You have to waste hours in a queue, and sometimes just your life wasted. So that's really my rule of thumb. Main sets I go for booster boxes, and specialty sets I go for ETBs. Collection boxes and other 3-pack blisters, etc. That's just noise. Okay, unless it's a really strong set. Okay, if it's a really strong set, then you can look for collection boxes and other 3-pack blisters. So there will be obviously exceptions to a rule. So if the collection box really has a strong promo, super art created by a popular artist, illustrator, Shinji Kanda, okay, and it is featuring a very popular Pokemon. Could be Umbreon, any of the evolutions, could be Pikachu, could be Rayquaza, Charizard, Gengar, Lugia, whatever. If that's the case, then sometimes it actually might be worth it to pick up a few collection boxes. Otherwise, if you don't want to deal with that noise, just stick to main sets, booster boxes, specialty sets, ETBs. Simple as that. Okay. So this is the first layer, is super lazy, not doing any research, and you'll probably not miss out. Is that you just go in with a set amount for each of these sets in 2026. So say your budget only allows you per month to buy one booster box. Okay. Then you go for one booster box for Legendary Dreams. Okay. Well, Legendary Dreams is a specialty set, so that will be 2 ETBs. So you'll go for 2 ETBs. 2 or 3. Okay. Maybe 3. So let's just call 3 ETBs is equivalent to 1 booster box. Okay. In terms of cost, I think MSRP, that's almost very similar. So Legendary Dreams, you just go for 3 ETBs. And then for Shadow Storm, you go for 1 booster box. Again, this is dependent on your budget. Emerald Surge, go for 1 booster box. Radiant Ruby, Shiny Sapphire, 1 booster box. Well, specialty set, 3 ETBs. TCG's Eternals, depending on how great it is. TCG at 30th anniversary will generally have a range of products. So this is where you have to decide. You want to go for the UPCs, especially if it's really strong, has strong promos, and great design. And then there's no booster boxes for anniversary sets, so you'll have to go for ETBs. So you'll probably budget for ETBs and UPCs. There we go. Simple, lazy. You entered into every single set. Not gonna miss out. Okay. Now, if you want to go up that a level a bit, so you want to do a bit more research, then once news releases for each of these sets, go and do a bit of research. Not a lot of time. Just go look up each set. Look at three main factors. Firstly, what's the theme? Is it a strong theme? For example, is it evolutions? Does it have strong Pokemons? Does it have popular Pokemons in it? What's the theme? Okay. So it could have Gengar, Charizard. Sometimes Charizard can carry a set. Although in past experience, Sword and Shield, Charizard alone cannot carry the entire set. In some cases, it becomes a flop. So if it's Charizard paired with another strong Pokemon, like Gengar, that is a strong theme. Unfortunately, Phantasmal Flames will not have a Gengar SIR, so they totally missed that chance. But yeah, if it's popular Pokemons, so for example, it could be Lugia and Ho-Oh and Celebi SIRs in a set, that's a strong theme. Could be legendary birds, yeah, strong themes. So you just have to get a feel for that. What is a strong theme? Okay, and you'll figure that out along the way. Second, you have to look at the artwork. Is the artwork great? Art is subjective, so a more objective way. Okay, I guess it's not objective. Do you like, just based on your perspective, do you like the artwork, and do you think the general public would like the artwork? And then you can also look at the illustrators. So if you, especially right now, what's really popular, who's really popular is Shinji Kanda. So if the Shinji Kanda artwork and it's featuring a really popular Pokemon, especially if like Shinji Kanda is drawing like a Umbreon or a Charizard or a Gengar, yeah, that's almost a home run. So you know that's gonna be a really strong set. Okay, and then the third one is the difficulty of the pull rates. So for a set to be hold value, the pull rate will have to be difficult. Sounds kind of counterintuitive, but yeah, it makes sense, because if it's more difficult to pull a particular Pokemon, people open more packs, and that would decrease the supply of the sealed products faster, i.e. increasing the value. Okay, so if it scores well on those three factors, it's generally towards a stronger set. So for stronger sets, you kind of want to, you know, allocate more of your budget towards that stronger set. And if it's a very weak set, hold back on your budgets a bit, and then rather allocate more to them. So that might be some allocating work over here. Okay, and sometimes you could only, you might feel it's a weak set, but later on it turns out to be a very strong set based on popularity. Then that's when you have to wait for print runs and try and get in at MSRP. One example is Mega Evolution. I thought it was going to be a flop. Turns out it was a great set, and so I got booster boxes, and then I decided, you know what, God of War ETB has a nice promo. It's got a Gen 1 Pokemon, Alakazam, and even the Lucario ETB has Riolu. Riolu is not as popular, but still a decent artwork. So I wait for MSRP, get in at some ETBs. That is also possible. Okay, so just be fluid, flexible. Don't go all in, and then plan your budget out. So if your budget allows, say you have a lot of budget, then and you can afford a case, then a case would be ideal, because there's a case premium. So for specialty sets, you would try and get a case or cases, if your budget allows, of ETBs, or a case of booster boxes for main sets. Yeah, and that's really how you would do it, and then that's it. Doesn't take up a lot of time. For each set, you really just have to do, I don't know, next 1 hour homework, and just be patient and pre-order. I know pre-orders may sometimes be difficult in certain regions. Just wait for reprints, be patient, and if you miss out, you miss out. That's okay. Okay, that's all I want to say. Catch you next one.